Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Um, a very important issue here we should talk about, inshallah, tonight and later, inshallah, in maybe in different occasions, um, which is the right of women in Islam and the right of men. If you want to restrict it more, we can say the right of the husband and the rights of the woman, wife. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He made this Sharia, the laws, He made it suitable for us. He made it in a way that this society will function correctly if the people of this society abide with these laws and implement these laws in their life. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator. He is the absolute, He's the creator who the all-knowing God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and whatever He does is absolutely correct. And because He is the one who created us, He knows what we are. How do we think? How do we feel? هو أقرب إليكم من حبل الوريد. He is closer to you than your jugular vein. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows hadithun nafs. Whatever you talk to yourself inside, Allah knows it. He knows everything. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if He wants to put a solution or a path for us in this life to work upon it, to make something for us for the hereafter, then that constitution He makes for us or the laws He makes for us must be perfect. For sure. It's something the logic says it must be perfect. Why? Because He is Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. He is the absolute knowledgeable being in this existence. Then when we implement our laws, the Islamic laws, then we are in good shape. We will be in good shape. Now there are laws between men and women, husband and wife. All right? When somebody make aqd, a marriage, marry somebody, then immediately after she says or he says, yes, I accept, that commitment, immediately these laws are wajib for him and her. He has to implement them and she has to implement them. There is some kind of relationship as soon as you say, I accept. That commitment. العقد يعني بالمعنى الشرعي. So what are the rights of women and what are the rights of the men? The rights of the woman becomes like the wajib on the men. If I have right, okay, the other partner becomes wajib for the other partner to implement this right and to give it to me. Check. The first one is the alimony. النفقة, we call it in Arabic. النفقة. يعني spending from the assets, as they say. The husband is responsible to spend money and to pay the expenses and to provide money from his assets, whatever, from his work, whatever the money comes from, in the halal way for sure, for the house. He has to provide the food, the drink, the clothes, and the house in a situation that suitable to the social position of the woman. Yani, for instance, you can't marry a woman that has social, like social class, high class, and then you go and you rent a little room in somewhere without electricity or something like that. No. Shara says no, you can't do that. It's wajib upon you, it's incumbent upon you to provide a good house for her. I'm not saying, it's mustahab anyway in our shara to build a good house or to rent a good house, a vast house, a big one. It's mustahab. Then this nafaqa is to have the wife live in in dignity and doesn't need anything else. For sure, she has the right to go and work if she wants more. But for the husband, it's wajib on him and incumbent upon him to provide the money. It's his duty. Even if she is rich, even if she is a millionaire, she says, I don't want to spend any penny from my money. It's your responsibility to provide the expenses for the house. I need so and so and so. All right? Yeah. This is the first one. Now, the husband must provide that. If he doesn't do that, then she can go to Al-Hakim al-Shar'i, to the Marja, and make a petition against the husband to ask him to spend money on her, to be responsible, or to divorce her. If he refuses, then Al-Hakim al-Shar'i, if he refuses to divorce her or to provide the alimony, then Al-Hakim al-Shar'i gives him some time, and then if he refuses, if he continues, then Al-Hakim al-Shar'i divorces her. And this divorce becomes khul'i. He can't come back to her, except with the new aqd. Okay, that's the nafaqa. If there are children, then child support, the husband is responsible for the kids too. He can't say their mother is working, their mother is providing money, and I shouldn't pay. I see many examples like that. He becomes stingy. He doesn't want to pay money because their mother is a doctor or engineer, or she makes money. He pays $200 a month or $300 a month. And he goes to the court, he said, well, I'm not working, and he's working and under the table. It's your shari'i responsibility. You can't run away from that. Allah knows. It's haram not to spend money on your children and your wife. Okay? That's one. The second one for the wife is to allow the husband, all right, whenever he wants, to have his special and, like the private relationship with her. Unless she is sick, unless she is in some psychological, situation, or in any crucial or critical situation. You name it, I don't know, what if it. This way, it's not permissible for him to oblige her to do that. Otherwise, she has to give him the space whenever he wants. Now, some alims, they say it's the same thing for the women too. Because now, in the Risala al-Amaliyah, the practical laws of Islam, for the Maraji', they say she has the right of one time only every 4 months. Every 4 months. Maybe some women are different. I don't want to go, deeper in this, but some alims, they say, no, like him, if he wants any time, she wants any time. Then, well, it depends on the situation and the circumstances. And really, that makes, there are many consequences and dangerous consequences because of this. If a woman, just for her mood or something, she doesn't like that, in a regular situation, then that makes a bad impact on the psychological, situation of the man. And maybe that pushes him to go outside and to follow, to go after woman or something like that. Or if not, his reaction for any small problems will become like a mountain out of molehill. ها؟ يعني بيعمل من الحبة إبة مثل ما بقولوا. And that's a problem. And الحياة الزوجية, the marital life can be this way. Many people they have problem because of this, and since they can talk to each other, they don't know what's going on. She thinks that that's normal, and because he's accepting that, but some people know, they ask for it, and it leads sometimes to like by force, huh? And it happened many times. And many of them, they told us what was going on, you know, because just he wants to fulfill his needs. As soon as she refused, he continues in a way as if he is like a criminal coming from outside to do that. And the problem escalates. Gradually, you know, it goes to divorce sometimes. That's a very important task for the woman. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi in one hadith says, حق الرجل على زوجته أن تطيعه وتسمع له إذا أرادها ولو على ظهر قتب. يعني حتى لو كانت على ركب على الجمل and he said, I want it now, she has to obey him. Why? Because that makes strong ties between the man and the woman, you know, in terms of the social relationship and marital relationship. That's the two rights for that's the right for the husband, actually. The right for the woman is for the nafaqa, to, you know, and the second one is to consort with her in kindness. يعني المعاشرة بالمعروف. To live or dwell with her in tranquility. As the ayah says, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً وَالَّذِي خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا, is one of his signs that he created mates from among yourself, so you dwell in tranquility with them, and he made between you rahmah and compassion. مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. And these are signs for people who reflect. رحمة ومودة. معاشرة بالمعروف. النبي صلى الله عليه وآله, one of his companion came and asked him, he said, Ya Rasulullah, I want to marry my daughter to somebody. He said, yes, زوجها من مؤمن. Let her marry a mu'min person. يعني a real mu'min person. If he loves her, he will be generous to her. If he hates her for some reason, يعني it's not in his hand, for instance, he won't be oppressing her. إذا أحبها أكرمها وإذا أبغضها لم يظلمها. في حدود, there are limits. If you don't like your wife for some reason, some people do that for after 15, 20, 30 years, but you don't have the right to oppress her. You have to give her all her right, respect. And Nabi said, وَلَا يُقَبِّحُ لَهَا وَجْهَا. يعني he can't just talk to her in a way to humiliate her in front of people, disrespect her, or to give her some money, not like before, to be stingy on her, or to just be careless about her. Some people like that. He doesn't want to do anything, you know, in his private relationship for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. Why? Because he doesn't like her. And that's haram. So that المعاشرة بالمعروف. Or divorce. You can't do that. You can't divorce, then you have to be kind to her. There is a family here. There are children. And she is a human being here. She is your wife. She committed her life to you and to your children and to herself, then to be one family. And then you deal with her like she's a slave or a servant, you know. So that's her right. معاشرة بالمعروف, to be kind to her. كلمة طيبة. So there are tons of ahadith from Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa how to be kind to your wife. And we did talk last time about the 5 languages of love. That goes into that subject. It's consistent with that subject. How to bring mercy and rahmah and compassion and love, so the relationship will continue with that warmth. And the kids will be nourished from that. And then when you say something to the kids, they obey you. They love the house. They love their father and their mother, you know. And then you can produce good element to the society, mu'min kids. Now, what are the husband's rights? Is to be obedient to him, to listen to him, except in the ma'siyah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, some they say, and she can't go out of her house without his permission. Some alims, they say no. Unless he wants her, all right, for that reason. Then she can't go. If he said, أنا مش مسامحك, I don't forgive you if you go now. I want you now. And she can't say nothing. She has to listen to him. Otherwise, she can go outside. She can work. He can't ask her not to work. And for some scholars, they made fatwa in this. They say absolutely she can go anytime, but in one time when he wants her for that reason. Okay? That's his right, to be obedient to him. Now if he agrees with her, that's good. If he doesn't agree, then what can she do? Because life must be in, in harmony between husband and wife. We can't deal with each other like we are a roommate, roommates, like we are at the university. You don't like him, you go and find another roommate. It's easy. Or if you don't like anybody, then you live by yourself. But here, no. It's a commitment. It's something you can't live without it. So then you have to abide with the shara laws, with the sharia. You have to listen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that makes everything easy. Well, I think it's 8:12. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to fulfill our needs, inshallah. And one more thing, maybe I say it faster than it's why the husband, his decision is the ultimate one. If he has some conflict with his wife about something, and then shar'an, from Islamic point of view, if he says something at the end, khalas, we have to listen to him. He has to do whatever he wants, because there can't be two leaders in the house, and at the same time, the husband is responsible for all the expenses of the house. Al-Islam came to tell the people how to be just for them, establishing justice, not equality. Now women in America, they want to be like men, and you see the consequences. And she has to work sometimes on the highway, when the temperature is 40 degree or 35 degree, or some other places, or in the factories, because they have to, the societies, 50-50. No. Justice is to give everybody what he is created for. And maybe we can talk in details about it later. أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى حسن العاقبة للجميع وإلى أرواح أمواتنا جميعا ثواب الفاتحة وثواب الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.